There are times when your mental health demands a visit to the mountains. And for me, I was in desperate need of some relief from the sheer twattery of society.
Sorry. Yeah, I keep kind of gapping out every now and then. And what it is I've been a bit depressed lately. And it's not really fear of the unmentionable. It's not that at all. It's more the sort of tightening noose of governmental control and the erosion of every single one of our freedoms and rights. I think it's that's really got me kind of depressed, to be quite honest. Sorry. Yeah, so what I've done in order to try and stop me from going down these downward spirals of dark depression is I've created this t-shirt which repeats the mantra, happy thoughts, smiling times, smiling times. Anyway, my first attempt at lifting myself out of this miserable depression is to go up a mountain, because being in nature and out in the forest, that in itself makes me feel better instantly. But summiting a mountain will take me up to that next elevated level of happiness.
Now, Amanda always puts a smile on my face, and she attacked the trail with an infectious enthusiasm that lifted my spirits. So much so that it's time to share another one of my high street fashion tips.
One thing I love about hiking with a full backpack is the really flattering look of what I call the seeping Shatner. It's really attractive, and I think I rock the seeping Shatner better than anybody I know, except maybe Colin.
And here's Colin with some bushcraft tips.
Pop it, take the sap out of it, add it to moss and put it on cuts.
Really? And it has healing properties?
Yeah.
Let's just do another one.
It comes flying right out.
Oh, it's better.
I just got a money shot off the tree.
Well, we're not even 1/10 of the way up the hill, and I'm already having a cardiac arrest. And we've met this lovely, handsome gentleman here, Eric Thiessen, and you're a landscape photographer, right?
Yes.
What do you do for full-time work, though?
Well, I'm actually a pastor. I marry people.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been together for quite some time now. Yeah, I could marry you guys today if you want. It's a beautiful vista. We got some mountains, perfect backdrop.
No, it's, you know, there's no point rushing anything, is there? I mean, like...
I mean...
We're not getting any younger.
Yeah. You're almost nearing 50, my friend.
And then there's this nice fella over here, who is thankfully not a pastor. It's Colin.
Hey, Gavin.
Yeah, and you're a landscape photographer, right?
You betcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait to see Michael Shainblum up there, man. I can't wait.
Shainblum?
Yeah.
Shainblum's not going to be here.
What?
I never said he was going to come. Right, then let's carry on up the trail.
I was rather offended that Colin only showed up because he thought Michael Shainblum would be here. Oh, and look at that t-shirt.
There's a link in the description.
After about an hour of uphill torture, we finally arrived at Cobalt Lake and decided to take a break and soak up the atmosphere while recharging both our physical and mental stamina. Feel my spirits lifting with every asthmatic and wheezing breath. Just what I needed.
So we've made it up to Cobalt Lake, which is just over halfway to the summit.
Yeah.
And then about 20 minutes from here, that's where we'll make camp. Just near the hut, and there's a little pond there, so that's probably a good spot to camp. And then it's up to the summit to get our shots. Eh?
How quickly do you think you could get us married up there?
Ooh, I mean, the sun's gonna come out. That'd be a pretty glorious moment. What do you think, Gavin?
There's no rush, though. You don't want to rush these things, do you?
You don't seem too keen there, Gavin.
How's it going over there, Colin? What are you up to? But seriously, though, I mean, Shainblum's he's not your favourite, really, is he?
No, I'm just joking, Gavin.
I knew it.
Sean Bagshaw.
In no time at all, we were back on the trail with renewed energy for the final push up the hill, fueled by one of my favourite little snacks.
Anyway, one of the things that really keeps me going on these brutal hikes are these gorgeous organic gummies. Oh,
Can I have a couple?
thank you.
Can I grab one?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What it is, you know, with the social distancing and everything, and it's probably not safe.
Yeah, I'll give you Michael Shainblum. And finally, our goal was in sight. The suffering was almost over. Almost.
Look at that. There's the hut. We're almost at the campsite. And I think, love, that they must have extended the trail by about 2 kilometers because it's a lot harder than it was 2 years ago.
I find it a little easier, but it seems longer.
No, it's definitely longer because it's nothing to do with the fact that I'm 2 years closer to 50 and 20 pounds closer to diabetes.
We'll keep this up when you won't have a problem. Aw. Hey, happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts, happy thoughts. Smiling times, smiling times. There's a link in the description.
Simply being up inside the clouds was hugely beneficial to my mental health and my creativity.
So we've made it up to the campground. There's the tent all set up and we've got all nice and cozy, and then I've just spent maybe the last 2 hours just composition hunting, and as you'll see here, hopefully you can see that, and so I'm trying to find a nice arrangement of flowers, or heather if you will, with the rocks. But man, it's getting so difficult to find something that's simple enough, because if you look at these rocks here, they're really complicated and textured, and while I don't mind that, it's kind of messy, so it's a very busy shot. So what I'm having to do is just find all these little pockets of colour and then try and find the perfect distance from that so that I can get everything nicely lined up. Obviously, if I get down low and then really close, it really exaggerates the colour and fills the frame, but the rocks just, they're not doing it for me. They're so complicated. So I have actually struggled quite badly. Now Eric has gone way up to the top there, and hopefully he's getting some epic shots up there because he used his telephoto lens to just zoom in and see where the wildflowers were. I didn't bring telephoto lens. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to work this composition a little bit longer, and then if I think I've got something half decent, I will show you what I've framed up and talk you through my composition. I've arrived at a bit of a compromise. Don't mind Amanda, she's just cooking some pasta over there. It will be delicious. I'm sure it will. Anyway, this compromise. So I've moved over to this heather that I was talking about, where I was struggling because of the lake being kind of chipped into by this tree. So basically, I would like to be a little bit further over that way to feature more of this heather over in this area. But if I do that, that is when the tree just basically bisects the lake, and that does not look that nice. Now, I don't know if many people would notice that detail, but I would. It kind of drives me crazy. So just putting it off to the edge by getting in this position is a little bit better. It's a compromise, but now I've got all this mess here. Imagine if that was a little creek running down there. That would just be absolutely magnifiqua, but it's not doing that. And I'm not going to Photoshop that in. That would just be terrible. So I'm going to work with this a little bit. I will take a shot where I move over that way, which will result in the tree being in the middle of the lake, but just to see what it's like, and maybe that's not as annoying as I think it will be when I see it full screen. I bet it is. So anyway, that is this shot, and now I'm just really waiting for something interesting to happen in the sky there over on Triple Peak. Just waiting and waiting. All right, to be fair, this pasta thing was my idea, so if it's crap, then I am to blame. But let me just show you what we've got here. This is gluten-free pasta. So once that's boiled, we're going to throw in some cheese, which we've got some grated cheese, over there, some herbs, and some parsley, chopped parsley. Is that it? Have we got anything else?
That's it. It's your birthday dinner, my love.
But that was my idea. Rather than eating those foul salt pockets that you pay $15 for, and just a bag of diabetes is all it is.
I'm looking forward to this. I haven't eaten this good in like since last night.
Yeah.
And now for the moment of truth.
So how is it?
It's delicious. You did a brilliant job.
Landscape photography definitely comes with its challenges, especially when it comes to alpine dining, but with a view like this, it's worth it.
All right, so I did make that compromise, and to be quite honest, I think it's better. So what I did lose, as predicted, was the tree is now slap bang in the middle of the lake. But on the plus side, what I gained was, if you'd see in this space here, there's more of the waterfall, which is that lake draining down the hill. That is what you're looking at. It's multiple waterfalls, and when you hike up there, you're basically hiking up alongside that waterfall. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to it here. So I've lost something, but I've gained something, so I'm happy with that. And also what I've gained is a foreground full of this beautiful colour and less of this complicated mess that you can see coming in from the right. So to me, that's a far more balanced, far more colourful and just more interesting image than the one I had before, and I am willing to accept that tree bisecting that lake. I think I'll just commit to this composition.
It's a nice time to think about a wedding.
And with a vista like this, she might be right, but there was still something getting me down, some dark thoughts that I couldn't quite shake.
It's surprisingly warm, isn't it?
That's nice.
Yeah, warm. Warm like a mother's love. Haven't seen my mother in 2 years. Not allowed to. Apparently it's not acceptable. I don't remember committing a crime, but I must have done, because I'm not allowed to go and visit my mother, who I haven't seen in 2 years. But I'm sure it's for the greater good though. Yeah, and for the greater good, yeah, it's definitely for the best.
Hey, remember, happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts, smiling time, smiling time. There's a link in the description. But seriously, I'll try and be a bit constructive. One thing that helps is exercise. Even though you don't want to do it, I've definitely felt better hiking up this mountain once I got to the top. I mean, I've got 2 broken toes, a torn bicep, and a prolapsed sheriff's. But I'm absolutely fine for this kind of thing. You know, hiking's not too bad, is it?
It's good till we go back down.
You shouldn't have mentioned that.
We're gonna get a really good sleep too. It's gonna be so cozy.
Yes. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts.
One thing I can always rely on to give me the happiest of thoughts is when the light performs its magic, and this was shaping up to be a spectacular sunset.
Well, the light's getting really quite special now. Just beautiful side light on everything. Side light on the flowers, the trees, the clouds, but not on Triple Peak. That's all that we need for an absolutely fantastic shot. Now, the sun is over there. As it drops down there, we just need some of this cloud here to bugger off, which will then allow us to get some lovely glow on the peak. Just give me that bit of bloody light on the peak.
Well, it seems like the landscape photography gods were listening to me, because not long after I made my request, well, this happened.
Well, the sun's gone down and the best of the light is over. We were just talking about the possibility of maybe staying up to do some moonscapes, because it's almost a full moon And if the clouds continue the way that they were doing during sunset, and they get backlit by an almost full moon, that could be quite spectacular and probably more interesting to me than a sunrise, because you don't see that many epic moonscapes in this kind of location. So I was kind of tempted by that idea, but now it's just got really socked in as soon as that sun's gone down. So we're probably just gonna quit for the night, you think?
Yeah.
Good response. Well, there's the moon there. Look at that. Just pop through the clouds. So we can keep an eye on it, and if we pop our head out of the tent and it's creating some spectacular pyrotechnics, then I'll get up and shoot it. But we haven't seen Eric in hours. We could see him way off in the distance, but now we can't see anything and it's getting dark. I don't know what he's doing. I hope he's coming back down. So that is it for today. If there is a moonscape or a sunrise, I'll do another video and I'll put that out next week. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hit the old like button, post a comment, and don't forget to tickle my bell. See you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Colin? I bet he'd say goodbye if it was Shainblum. How's it going with your shots?
So good.
I saw you reading a book earlier.
Oh?
In your car. Wasn't mine though, was it?
Not sure.
Alright, well, let's go back over to my shot then.
Got any tips?
Yeah. Right, so.
No.
Look at me. Look at my face.
Do it again, let's just get right in. That's a good face. Hang on, there we go.
This is so awkward. Oh, God.
All right, well. I'm really uncomfortable in this position. This is painful.
You got any left in the pipe back there?
I never said he was coming, so don't know why you're acting like this.
Whatever. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We can't wait.
There's a link in the description below.